exactly like it, but it was close.
That
Yeah.
is right. Okay. Live from New York, Long Island, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Love, Death, and Taxes. I don't know if you had a wonderful Valentine's Day on the actual day itself, but we're going to be talking about that today because this is Valentine's week. Um, Agnes, how are you doing? Did you enjoy your day?
I'm wonderful. Absolutely. I'm ready to actually celebrate Valentine's Day weekend. As you can see, I have my
Oh, okay.
special brand new earrings. You cannot see the
I
rest of my
see.
outfit, but I have very nice skirt with red with the black
Right.
hearts on
Woo.
them. Yes, I'm
Woo.
all ready.
You're you're into it. That's good. We used to be one of my favorite days too. Absolutely was one of my. In fact, I shouldn't even say it's not. It's fun. It's interesting. We all hype up this kind of love, and what's going to. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Valentine's Day hits, misses, and everything in between. Here on Love, Death, and Taxes, we are going to talk about love today. So again, it's Love, Death, and Taxes. Hi, I'm Ryan O'Neill Williams, and my lovely co-host is Agnes Amasano. We are doing a show today about Valentine's Day hits, misses, and everything in between because today's the 16th, so it's gone a little bit. But let's reflect on these that have happened before, as well as this year's. Agnes, has Valentine's Day been a generally a positive holiday for you, or negative, or do you not even remember and like blend all the good stuff into the good? That's the good thing about humans, right? Sometimes we forget
Uh,
all the old bad stuff.
Listen, uh, yes, it's one of my favorite holidays. Yes,
Okay.
and I always make sure that it's being celebrated, that I'm being celebrated. But there are few that are just unforgettable. So from my past, few that are unforgettable. Yes, very very special, very special. Yes,
Okay, okay.
I'm
So
sure you
yeah, for
have
me,
some stories as well.
not only do I have stories, but what's interesting is in preparation for the show, I started thinking about, hey, what Valentine's Day, what are my best or favorites? And I really couldn't remember anything that was really, really bad as far as love is concerned. As it turned out, my mother passed away like a few days before Valentine's Day, about 8 years ago. And then 2 weeks after that, I had a whole other change in my actual personal relationship. But in general, Valentine's Day has been, just take it as it is, enjoy what it is. I remember the first one I spent with who is my ex now, but the person who I got married to, right? And that was a big deal for us. Like we had those flowers for 18 years. I bought a really nice set of flowers. She hung them upside down and dried them out, and they were in our home, like as a symbol of our love, for 18 years while we were together. So I remember specifically some things around that I won't even go into because I don't want to embarrass her or her friends because they were like, "Woo, what happened to you? What did you get?" But in general, yeah, it's been a relatively positive thing. But I do understand, like right now I don't have a person, so I understand some people might be like, oh, I'm not really moving forward in that area or whatever. It's not that big a deal. You'll be fine, right?
By the way, I have to tell you the old superstition from my country. They saying that actually, if you um, dry flowers or your wedding bouquet, your love will become dry and dusty. You're supposed to, after you dry them, you're supposed to burn them to bring the spark back into relationship. So just saying,
How am I just meeting you now? How am I just hearing this?
just saying, like,
Great.
the
Thanks.
most
It's a little late. Little late,
few years too
Agnes.
late. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But oh Lord have mercy. Uh, well, I never been expecting too much.
Mhm.
On a Valentine's Day, I always want to make sure that we had this special dinner, even if it's at home, just having Chinese food, just having that in my house there. I'm getting bouquet of roses every Friday. Yes, girls, every single Friday I get bouquet of roses. So it's not about just having once a year giving flowers and all that. It's about just stopping and actually spending time together, having that special moments. Even if you sit down and listen to some music or watch the favorite movie or watch the video from somebody sweating. Or something, do something special, just do something special, just to stop, put everything aside, put all the troubles aside, and just not just sit down and how was your day, just to do something special as of those moments, because life is so short. And if we're gonna lose those special moments, we lose that special love, special joy. And life supposed to be full of those special moments, not big. Not everyone has those big explosive surprises, because it's not all about, the longer you are together, and you know that from your past, the longer you're together, it's not about chocolates, it's not about rings or earrings or necklaces or something. The longer you're together, you have what you wanted, you have what you needed. And what is this all about? What's this love is about special moment to sit down and actually put whole world outside, far far away from you, all the kids problems or troubles or even joys, in-laws family, and just concentrate on the two of you. So
Yeah,
that's the most important. And
yeah.
that's what we're going to do this weekend.
Yeah, it's the effort, right? It's hey, let me put in some more effort. Let me do something and spend some time with that one person.
Yes.
I think that those gestures, whether they, you know, Valentine's Day has become for some people, oh my gosh, I've got to spend all this money and whatever. You know what? One year I remember we did not have a lot right at that particular time. I personally did not have a lot, but snow fell just like it did this year, the day before. And so in the yard, I gathered up as much snow as I could and I made this huge heart, had to come up to like my waist, this giant thing. And I just knocked on the door and she came out and was crying. She really enjoyed the fact that I had done something, even though I didn't have like a ton load of money. We ended up, I cooked dinner, I did whatever else, but the truth was, I didn't have a ton load of money that particular year to spend on all this other stuff. And so I think you're very right. A lot of the time, it's the gestures, it's the hey, let's spend some time together. But yeah, there are a lot of challenges with that. I mean, if you feel as though you're not getting what you need, what do you say to a partner who is not? Because I know guys like this who are like, oh, Valentine's Day isn't anything. We should be loving one another all the days around the year. And I'm like, then do you? Are you doing that? What's happening? What do you tell somebody who's like, this is silly and it's made up and it's all commercialized because that's what you do too.
Yes, yes, but let's not have this as a as an excuse not to do anything, you know.
That's
You
interesting.
cannot afford to have a dinner out. It's fine. You can make something, some snack at home, some cute sandwiches, something to do it at home, and still just an effort to something special. I do have to share one that was around the Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And I had a nice. I was dating back then, young and beautiful, and I was very excited about this date with this guy, and I wore a nice red suit, very nice, and he goes, "Yes, we're gonna go out to dinner." So I'm excited. We're going out to dinner, and guess where was the dinner?
Don't tell McDonald's.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh no. Okay, now here's the thing. You
Yes.
didn't date me at
Um,
some point. Did you? No, no, no. I would have never done that. But do you feel as though that may have been some sort of test? What kind of weird? Uh,
well, let me tell you, I didn't stick around long enough to find out if it was a test or not. That was the first and last time.
that sounds like a thing a teenager does. You know what I mean? You might do that as a teenager because you don't have a ton load of money, right? So you might take a girl even to McDonald's with some French fries and you go sit there. You know, something as a teenager. But as you get older, I guess people expect more of an effort, or depending on how much money. Did you plan for this? Like, yeah, I can pop out $30 and take you for a bucket of KFC, or did I put down $100 to take you to the local Italian place? At 100 $150. Well, nowadays it's like $300, but
Well, I have to tell you that it was much better because my first date with my husband was
Mhm.
Starbucks.
Okay.
Okay, we went out for coffee because we didn't know if we are gonna like each other or not. So well, let's meet in a public place for coffee. We spent
That is common.
yes,
Yeah.
we spent a quite a long. There was a long day
Hmm.
because we actually stopped in McDonald's for apple pie. But I think that's the most romantic thing ever because we had such a good
Okay.
time.
All right.
We hit it off, and after that, we just had that apple pie, and that will stay with me forever as the most romantic thing that I could ever have on a first date. But so
An
I guess it
apple
must be
pie.
the connection as well, because that can be the only thing that will
You
that
sometimes
will
you have
always
those.
stay with me.
Yeah, sometimes it's just one thing. It's that one little thing that you remember like over and over and over again. Like there are foods that trigger, right? Or
Yeah.
symbols that trigger, or whatever, that things that you keep between your relationship and keep them going. Um, from a cultural perspective, like, is that a thing? Is it a big deal in Poland to have to celebrate Valentine's Day, or is that not so much there?
Nowadays it is, yes. We just, the nice dinner, nice wine, a little gift. I guess that's everywhere. It's like that, chocolate, flowers, and everything else. But if you give your lady flowers every week, or so you have the bar is a little bit going up because you have to come up with something different.
Right. Yeah, it's always so important. Yeah, but yeah, in Jamaica,
But again, like I said, it doesn't mean that it has to be a big thing.
okay, okay, all right.
Hmm.
So where I'm from, originally in Jamaica, yes, because I guess we're here on this hemisphere, right? So the United States is right up there. So to some extent, that bled into us. So we're kind of, yes, we know about Valentine's Day, and I remember as a teenager, yes, it was something cool and cute. Bring them one flower to a girl or whatever it was. So we do to some extent celebrate, but Jamaicans have an anathema to things being forced down their throat. Like there's a whole movement where it's like, oh, why are we doing that? We should be loving one another every day. But that sounds to me like exactly the mistake, the the excuse that people sometimes use because they don't want to do it. Now, what about self-love? Are people out there not enjoying their day, their Valentine's Day, simply because they feel like they're not with someone else? Personally, I was okay. I was okay not necessarily being with someone, but that might be me. I might just be bored, bored, or an introvert who enjoys staying home.
Well, I had several Valentine's Day on my own, and
Mhm.
it never bothered me that, oh, boohoo, I'm all by myself. No, I have me to love. I have me to fall in love with and then take care of myself. So going to a movies, or better yet, going to a spa, having nice massage, things like that. It's buy myself something new for that occasion. I think it's a wonderful excuse to do something like that for oneself.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's right. Exactly. Go find something else to do for yourself. If you're not with someone right away. I also see people doing this thing called Galentine's Day. So a lot of girls will, be friend, send flowers to their girlfriends or hang out with their girlfriends instead of going up. I don't see a lot of guys doing that, but I do see the whole gallant. So sometimes not just by yourself, but you can go out with a group of friends who are also single and then just celebrating the fact that they're around and you're my friend. And yes, love it. It may not be the same kind of romantic love, but just hanging out and doing whatever you're doing. So yeah, it's like that's non-traditional way of celebrating Valentine's Day. Or the whole go ahead.
It's better to celebrate yourself than be with someone who just either does things that you don't enjoy, like taking you to Kentucky Fried Chicken, or completely ignored you, or give you just all here are the chocolates and that's it, and the chocolates that you don't enjoy on the top of everything. Or better yet, just to have a surprise as, okay, so this is a Valentine's Day, okay, and I'll say that's the last Valentine's Day we're gonna ever have, and not to ever show up because kind of it, I heard of a situation where a guy just spent the Valentine's Day with the girl, just not to break up on Valentine's Day, but he did right in the morning following day.
Oh
So
boy. I,
that's one. Or people breaking up right before, to not to spend money on the significant other, or
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
there are
There's
situations like that as well.
Yeah, there are all these statistics where people like to break up with people within 2 weeks of Christmas and 2 weeks of Valentine's Day. Like this is breakup season right here, where people break up with people because they don't want to, one, spend the money, or two, actually waste the time acting like they're interested in that person when in truth and in fact they're not anymore, and they're pretty much done and they want to get it over and done with. So that actually happens right around this time. So let's dive into that for a second. I know I'm not with someone. I don't want to be with someone. Am I going to wait right until Valentine's Day to break up with that person? It almost seems mean to me, Agnes. What do you think?
Yes, it's like you're waiting to hurt them, right? You're waiting to hurt them,
Okay.
like you have something against them, and it's like, okay, now it's a payback time. So instead, I mean, like, how many stories that we hear that a girl will be expecting a marriage proposal, instead it's like, you know what, it's just, no, not you, it's me, I need to go by, and it's a
That's
breakup.
so messed up. Like on that day. Now, forever, every Valentine's Day that you actually think of, now you're going to be thinking about that every time now, right? Or at least, to some, well, maybe if you heal and you let it go. But that's really mean for a person to have done that. I mean, I if someone did that to one of my daughters, I don't know what is happening here. No, please don't do that. Please try to stay away from doing that, or stay clear from those particular dates and times. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas. Anytime you're about to give a gift and you've decided, oh, I don't want to give it, please, 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 spare people's
Can
feelings.
you
But yeah.
can you imagine situation like, okay, someone is breaking up with you on Valentine's Day, and then it's like, but how is that possible? The feelings, the love we had, it's like, oh, it's better to love and hurt, than not to love at all, and then having audacity trying to get it back in your good graces a few months later. It's like, where's the axe?
I
Yeah, right.
cannot. Well, is that because they wanted to avoid what was happening on Valentine's Day? What goes through your head where you feel like, okay, I'm just going to mess this up right now, and then later on try to make up with that person? That would seem to almost. I mean, this sounds like a sociopath. I'm sorry. It doesn't sound like you're
Yeah,
right.
the double B, better and bigger, better and
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
decide, okay, I have to move on and not deal with that person at all. But that seems like a very thoughtless thing to do to someone, because you have decided you're not going to do it. Now, what do you do if you're saying I don't really want to be the person who does all of this stuff? If you've got a partner, I actually know a couple who's like this. One partner is good with it, but the other partner is like looking forward to it. How do you meet those expectations in between? And I know you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. Tell me. Go ahead. Tell me.
No, no, like what expectations are you talking about? Like proposal?
No, well, for proposal or going out to dinner or getting the thing, like how do you manage those expectations,
Mm.
or traverse that in your relationship?
Well, I had situations when I received a gift that I didn't like.
Mhm.
Um, depending if I cared for someone, I pretended I liked it, and then later I had a conversation. Please don't do that again because that's not exactly my style. But then oh, it's so beautiful. Thank you very much. And if I didn't, I have to say, I didn't always act proper way, and there were moments when just if I didn't care for someone, yeah, no, I can't believe this. I'm admitting to that on the air, but yeah, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that.
Guilty.
Guilty. Yes. Yes.
You know what? I thought you were going to come with the communication, because that honestly seems to be the theme that we see
The
going through almost
communication.
all. Yeah, yeah. Clearly there should be some sort of communication when you're with someone. Like if you went and did it in the honeymoon period, you went and did Valentine's Day, and then 2, 3, 4 years later, you're deciding you're not going to do it. It means that you're inconsistent, and then you're wondering what happened to you. Why are you doing something different from what you did before? And it's clearly like a bait and switch kind of situation. So, young lady, was that what we were doing? That's what you were doing?
You know, there is there is a situation like beginning of the relationship.
Yeah.
Women usually have bigger expectations than men,
Hmm.
and men are stressing to trying to please the potential significant other, or their significant other, to impress and everything else.
Yes.
It would be wonderful if both of the parties will actually sit down and say, okay, my crystal ball is broken into a thousand pieces. I cannot see into deeply into your soul and your desires. So how
Right.
about we are going to say, okay, what would you like to do? This is what I enjoy doing it. Are we on the same level? When I was younger, I would enjoy going, let's say, to the city, going to opera, dinner, and then dancing. Are you up for that? Do you enjoy doing it? Is this this is out of the question, so that would be nice if to for people to be open books and say, this is they're my expectations. Okay, my darling, I cannot do this because I'm broke, so maybe this year we can have Chinese at home, and let's see what's going to happen next year. I will try to do that next year. That will be nice, and a lot of hearts wouldn't be
Yeah, I think.
broken instead after pretending that you enjoy whatever you got. So, oh my God, he doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me. He took me to McDonald's instead to Jean Georges restaurant. It would be nice to talk, right? But so little of that we have nowadays.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, in the
I,
past, otherwise we would never hear the stories, the horror stories, people breaking up before Valentine's Day, on Valentine's Day. He bought me carnations instead of roses. He doesn't listen what flowers I like. Why did he bought me those kind of chocolates when I don't like them or I'm allergic to them? So, like, there's so many different things, especially Valentine's Day. Can you imagine being in a relationship when actually, uh, uh, usually it's a girl, expecting a marriage proposal, and she gets, listen, this is not working out.
not working out. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
How,
Or
what level of,
just be ghosted. Oof.
yes, yes.
That is, especially you with someone. I'm old fashioned, but I was told, back in my day, that if you're with someone for 5 years, um, it's about time for you to say to that person, you should have made a decision whether or not you're going to continue to be with them for another 5 years or whatever it is. So at that point, you're making a proposal. And I think that's what I did, like the fifth year we were in, and actually did it at a restaurant. And I think it was Valentine's Day too. Yeah, absolutely. But oh, can you imagine you expecting it? You see all the signs, you think everything's going well, and then bam, guy comes out of nowhere and says, "No, I don't want to see," or just doesn't show up for the date or the thing that you're going to do. Again, I'm sorry, seems like a sociopathic
Yep.
thing. Not nice. Or fear? You think that's fear? You think that's what that is? Maybe just afraid.
Well, if it's a fear, for crying out loud, be a human being and say it after or before, not on the day. That's do it before. Do it before, not on the day or right after, because there are different expectations. This is a special day
Right, right.
dedicated to love,
I
very
feel it.
special day dedicated to those special
Yeah,
moments. Yeah.
yeah. And here
Not
here
that
you have
special
made
as
it
of,
the
okay, I
opposite.
cannot look at you anymore. I need to go.
It's painful. You're painful just talking about that. Oh my gosh. That is the worst. It sounds like a horrible, horrible thing. So, but I gotta say, positives, positives. I have had some great Valentine's days. Um, in wow, I'm trying not to be lewd or rude here. In hotels, on vacations, uh, in lovely restaurants. One particular restaurant I remember, we went to a French restaurant, and they served turtle soup, and I was sick for the rest of the evening. So I know that has happened. But in general, we had some really great ones. So I'm not going to even complain. Ladies and gents, I hope you have been enjoying your Valentine's days and are continuing to do so. I feel really though, Agnes, I feel like this should all be a conversation. Like if you're, I know people want the romance of someone just figuring out what it is that you want. But the truth is, isn't it better to say something to someone and get what you want instead of, wondering if they're going to give you the thing and then be disappointed?
Well, some women will drop hints, leave catalogs with the circle item and the size sometimes, and a lot of men will still be like, no, I don't know what to do. It's like, pay attention, pay attention. It will pay off in the future, really. Because imagine, you know what they say, happy wife, happy life. It's not about
Yes.
giving love, Kitty. It's about having understanding, and in a marriage, it's about having a person you made having i- just happy and satisfied. Paying attention. If you don't have, you know what? If there's something going on and your mind is preoccupied, and your spouse is talking about something and you don't pay attention, just say, you know what, sweetheart, I'm sorry, but can we have this conversation another day, because I'm troubled by this or that. Isn't that easier than pretending to listen or pretending to understand and you getting caught later on? That I told you so, like, when I didn't hear it, like, or I don't remember. So communication, why something so easy? Why are we so afraid of it?
I think you are thinking it through. You are actually thinking it through. I think a lot of people do not actually stop to think about this stuff. And the next thing you know, you end up doing something that you regret later on. And I think what I think we're talking about here is being conscious of what it is that you're doing and thinking things out beforehand. And not everybody does that in our society or in general. It's been a long time that people sometimes just don't listen to others. And so unfortunately, it's rough. But I hear what you're saying. I do think it's all about some sort of communication. So I see what you're saying. We should probably be looking around and paying more attention than we do. And a lot of people just do not. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's a potential disappointment that you want to navigate by, like you said, dropping some hints or write out a nice, write out an email and say, these are the things I like, or in general, and give people a little time too. So you want to do this in February, in January.
I do that.
Yeah, you do that. You write out an email.
I literally do that. I do that with my husband. I do that with my son, and I want the same thing with them, because for my daughter-in-law, I'll talk to her what kids need. So this way there will be no miscommunication. Why to buy something that they don't have interest in, and the parents know their kids the best, so they know
Yeah.
exactly what it's needed. I ask my daughter-in-law, ask my son what they need. I give them I'm trying to be modest, and I give them three items to pick one from it. Usually I'm getting all three. I'm a very lucky person. But with my husband as well, I would tell him, I really would like this, or I was thinking about getting that look, and I'll make sure that he sees it, and he pays attention. And after that, I'm being surprised with exactly what is being wanted or needed. So it's so much
Okay.
easier, so much easier.
Right. It is absolutely. And then at the end of it, whether you got what you wanted or not, well, according to you, sometimes you say you're happy with whatever you got. But gratitude, either way, because you want to feel as though you were appreciated, whether you provided something or something was provided to you. Just being happy about being able to give, or being able to receive the gratitude of all that will probably help people, right? I feel like gratitude is one of the most underrated emotions that you can have. Yes.
Yes. Any more that I get, the material things, I find out they have really no value and no meaning. The time spent together, the time spent
Yeah.
together. No expensive restaurants, no expensive bouquet of flowers, or God knows what else. It's time together. Like I said, if two people, at least couple times a year on birthdays or especially Valentine's, make sure that the whole world stays outside and two people will have time just for the two of them, not thinking of being preoccupied with work or whatever troubles them. Or if you can do that, that's the only effort. You don't have to pay for that, but just to put that effort to put close the whole world out, leave it behind the closed doors, and spend time together. Isn't that the most valuable gift that you can give another person? Your time and your undivided attention.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your time and your attention. What is it? Not so much the presence with a T, but your presence with a CE. I say that all the
Yes.
time. Ladies and gents, thank you so very much. If you want to talk about a specific topic, you want to get on, if you're a local business owner who would like to talk about one of the topics that matches with ours, love, death, and taxes, you are sending that information to mailbag at love, death, and taxes. Just explain to us what it is that you do, why you think that you'd be a great guest for the show. If you have a topic you'd like to talk about, ladies and gents, you can send that on. We will tackle those. We're having a very interesting 2024. I hope to see you on the interwebs. But if you are a local business and you need some help with your taxes, this is where you need to go at nytaxresolutions.com, because that is where Agnes can help you with any issues that you may or may not have with your tax liabilities and issues this year. It is that time, and you want to make sure that you are clear and not having issues. You've got someone who's who you just cleared up something for recently, right, Agnes?
Yes, 1.2, 1,250,000 and change. We settled for, are you sitting? You sitting? $2,500.
Oh,
Paid all
what?
taxes.
It's nothing. So you gotta understand, guys. That was the tax liability that the IRS was coming and going to basically would have wiped that person out or sent them to jail for that, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
so for you to go from millions to just $2,500, that's practically nothing. And so, ladies and gents, if you need that problem, you need that kind of help. You have that situation. That's where you need to go. nytaxresolutions.com. This has been a great episode. Thank you so much, Agnes. I'm very, very happy for you because I know you're going to go out and enjoy yourself today. Go and enjoy. I tell you, hubby, I said, what's
Yes.
up? You guys go and enjoy, because I know your special spot. I'm not going to tell everybody so that they crowd it up, but I know your special spot, and I know that you love to go there and enjoy it. Let's
Yeah,
enjoy, ladies and gents. Let's show some gratitude. Let's be happy. Show that presence instead of presence. And we'll see you. We'll see you again next week. Bye bye.
absolutely.
All
Bye.
right.